Porsche 911, 993, 1993–98. The Porsche 993 is the internal designation for the Porsche 911 model manufactured and sold between January 1994 and early 1998, model years 1995 to 1998 in the United States, replacing the 964. Its discontinuation marked the end of air-cooled 911 models. The 993 was much improved over, and quite different from its predecessor. According to Porsche, every part of the car was designed from the ground up, including the engine, and only 20% of its parts were carried over from the previous generation. Porsche refers to the 993 as a significant advance, not just from a technical, but also a visual perspective. Porsche's engineers devised a new light alloy subframe with coil and wishbone suspension, an all-new multi-link system, putting behind the previous lift-off oversteer and making significant progress with the engine and handling, creating a more civilized car overall, providing an improved driving experience. The 993 was also the first 911 to receive a 6-speed transmission. The 993 had several variants, as its predecessors, varying in body style, engines, drivetrains and included equipment. Power was increased by the addition of the Vario RAM system, which added additional power, particularly in the mid-ranges, and also resulted in more throttle noise at higher revs. As a consequence, resulted in a 15% increase in power over its predecessor. The external design of the Porsche 993, penned by English designer Tony Hatter, retained the basic body shell architecture of the 964 and other earlier 911 models, but with revised exterior panels, with much more flared wheel arches, a smoother front and rear bumper design, and enlarged retractable rear wing and teardrop mirrors. A major change was the implementation of all-alloy multi-link rear suspension attached to an alloy subframe, a completely new design derived from the 989, a four-door sedan which never went into production. The system later continued in the 993's successor, the 996, and required the widening of the rear wheel arches, which gave better stability. The new suspension improved handling, making it more direct, more stable, and helping to reduce the tendency to oversteer if the throttle was lifted during hard cornering, a trait of earlier 911s. It also reduced interior noise and improved ride quality. The 993 was the first generation of the 911 to have a 6-speed manual transmission included as standard. Its predecessors had 4 or 5-speed transmissions. In virtually every situation, it was possible to keep the engine at its best torque range above 4,500 revolutions per minute. The Carrera, Carrera S, Cabriolet and Targa models, rear-wheel drive, were available with a Tiptronic 4-speed automatic transmission, first introduced in the 964. From the 1995 model year, Porsche offered the Tiptronic S with additional steering wheel-mounted controls and refined software for smoother, quicker shifts. Since the 993's introduction, the Tiptronic is capable of recognizing climbs and descents. The Tiptronic-equipped cars suffer as compared to the manual transmission-equipped cars in both acceleration and also top speed, but the differences are not much notable. Tiptronic cars also suffered a 55 pounds, 25 kilograms, increase in weight. The 993's optional all-wheel drive system was refined over that of the 964. Porsche departed from the 964 setup consisting of 3 differentials and revised the system based on the layout from its 959 flagship, replacing the center differential with a viscous coupling unit. In conjunction with the 993's redesigned suspension, this system improved handling characteristics in inclement weather and still retained the stability offered by all-wheel drive without having to suffer as many compromises as the previous all-wheel drive system. Its simpler layout also reduced weight, though the four-wheel drive Carrera 4 weighs 111 pounds, 50 kilograms, more than its rear-wheel drive counterpart, at 3,131 pounds, 1,420 kilograms, versus 3,020 pounds, 1,370 kilograms. Other improvements over the 964 include a new dual-flow exhaust system, larger brakes with drilled discs, and a revised power steering.